Hello everyone, welcome to the class on Carbonyl Chemistry Lecture 8. In Lecture 7, I have discussed all this topic. Let's have a brief recap of the past lecture. In the past lecture, I have explained about deoxygenation of carbonyl group. When you remove the oxygen from this carbonyl group, it results in the formation of alkanes. This is complete reduction. In case of partial reduction, carbonyls can be converted to alcohols. This we have seen with hydrates as well as Grignard reagents. In case of deoxygenation of carbonyl, they will not involve an intermediate of alcohol, but they are directly converted to alkanes. This is what we have seen with these three reactions. This can be achieved by three of the reagents. The first one is Wolff-Kishner, which takes place in presence of base. But in traditional Wolff-Kishner, there are some limitations are there. It cannot be carried out with sterically hindered carbonyls, and it requires the strong hydrazine. 100% anhydrous hydrazine is required, and the reaction times are very high. It takes 50 to 100 hours with high temperatures. Because of these limitations, it is modified nowadays with something called as Huan-Minlong modification. This is the Chinese researcher name. In this case, it is not anhydrous hydrazine, it is only 85% hydrazine is used. And the reaction times are very much reduced to 3 to 4 hours because the water and unreacted hydrazine is distilled out. And this modification can also be used to convert sterically hindered carbonyls to alkanes. So this is the advantage with Huan-Minlong modification. Now after that, I have covered about Clemmensen's reductions, which is carried out in presence of zinc amalgam with acid. Remember, Wolff-Kishner is in presence of base, whereas Clemmensen is in presence of acid. Again, this particular reduction is known as dissolved metal reductions. Zinc directly delivers electron pair to carbonyl carbon and reduction is carried out. Finally, thioester desulfuration is carried out in presence of Raney-nickel and hydrogen. Now this one occurs in neutral media. So the complete reduction of carbonyls can be carried out in three medias. One, basic media, Wolff-Kishner; acidic media, Clemmensen's; neutral media, thioester desulfurization. Now, in this lecture, I am going to explain about the remaining oxidation reactions like Feiling, Benedict and Tollens test. These three are important for carbohydrate chemistry. The rest of other oxidation reactions like haloform, Baeyer-Willis are also discussed. Finally, we will see about Wittig reaction. In the next video, I am going to explain about aldol condensation. Moving further. Now, let us see what are these oxidation reactions are. Now, oxidation reduction can be defined in many means. One of the means is if you add oxygen, it becomes an oxidation reaction, or if you add a hydrogen, it becomes a reduction reaction. These can be defined with respect to electrons also. If you remove electrons, that process is called oxidation. If you add electrons, that process is called reduction. Now, in organic chemistry, you don't literally remove or add electrons. It is a relative means. Let us understand what do you mean by that. Let's say if a carbon is attached with oxygen, because of its electronegativity, it will take away electrons from the carbon. In this way, the carbon is in oxidized state. What did I say oxidation means? Removal of electrons. Removal means not complete removal, taking away electrons. Take another example. Let's say carbon is attached with hydrogens. Carbon is more electronegative than hydrogen, so electrons will be coming closer to carbon. In this case, carbon is in reduced state. So it is a relative means. The atom which attached to carbon will decide whether carbon is in oxidized state or in reduced state. Moving further, take this example. Look at this. We need to understand how the oxidation states of carbon is assigned. In case of methane, carbon is more electronegative than hydrogen. So all the electrons will be coming closer towards carbon. So what is the oxidation state of carbon? It is 4. That means it have 4 valency electrons. But when it is combined with hydrogen, the remaining each electron from the hydrogen is also drawn towards carbon. So what happens with that? Instead of 4, it will be having 8 electrons toward itself. So it has got 4 extra electrons toward itself. So the oxidation state is known as -4. 4 more electrons are there. So in methane, the carbon oxidation state is -4. Most reduced. Why? 4 more electrons are there. More electrons means reduced state. Moving further, methanol. See, in methanol, oxygen will be taking these electrons. So the electron will not be there with carbon, but all these 6 electrons will be coming closer to carbon. What is the oxygen state? 4. How many more electrons are there? 2 more electrons. So the oxygen state here is -2. In methanol, carbon oxygen state is -2, reduced one. Moving to formaldehyde, all these electrons will be pulled by carbon. So how many electrons carbon has got? 4 electrons are there. What is the valency electrons? 4. So it is having 0 oxidation state because valency is 4, it has got 4 electrons. Moving further, formic acid, these electrons are pulled here, these electrons are pulled here. So how many electrons are there with carbon? Only 2 electrons are there. What is the valency? 4. Instead of 4 electrons, it has got only 2 electrons. That means it is losing 2 electrons. The oxidation state is +2. In case of carbon dioxide, all the electrons are pulled towards oxygen. Carbon will not have electrons. So it loses all the 4 electrons. So losing electron means losing negative charge, so it is indicated by +4. So this +4 is most oxidized state. This is how the oxidation of carbon is ascertained. Now understand this. This becomes an important part in biochemistry. When we eat food, electrons are removed. We take fuel molecules and then electron transfer occurs in mitochondria, and finally we liberate carbon dioxide. That is what we call it as oxidation. Respiratory process is an oxidation process. That means you are removing all the electrons and send it as carbon dioxide. Now coming to the topic, there are certain tests like Fehling, Benedict and Tollens test which are mild reducing agents. Again, let me explain these things. Let us see the oxidation states of an aldehyde, acetaldehyde and acetone. Look at these molecules. Let us ascertain what is the oxidation state of this central carbon is. Look at here. These electrons are pulled back because the bond is carbon-carbon, equal sharing of electrons occurs, but these 2 electrons comes closer to carbon. So this carbon will be having these 2 electrons and 1 electron, totally 3 electrons are there. But how many it should have? It should have 4. So 1 electron is lost, so the oxidation state is +1. 1 electron is lost. Whereas in case of ketone, look at this, all the electrons are pulled by oxygen. This is equal sharing of electrons. So how many electrons it has got? 2. But the valency is 4. So how many electrons it lost? 2 electrons is lost. So in aldehyde the oxidation state is +1, whereas in ketone oxidation state is +2. That means ketones are more oxidized than aldehydes. Moving further. Now see, in both of them, aldehydes and ketones, you have aldehydes are this, ketones are this one. When you are supposed to carry out oxidation, in case of aldehydes you need to remove hydrogen, whereas in case of ketones you need to remove alkyl group. Removing of hydrogen is easier, so mild oxidizing reagents can bring about oxidation of aldehydes, but in case of ketones it is not possible. Removal of alkyl group is a little bit difficult one. So always mild oxidizing reagents can carry out oxidation in aldehydes, whereas you need strong oxidizing reagents to carry out oxidation in ketones. Now Fehling, Benedict and Tollens are mild oxidizing reagents. These can be given only by aldehydes but not by ketones. So you can separate aldehyde and ketones by performing these tests. Now Fehling test, copper sulfate in presence of tartrate is carried out, and initially the copper sulfate in oxidation state of Cu+2 will be blue in color. Observe what is happening here. Now this aldehyde is converted to an acid. That means oxygen is attached, so it is oxidized or oxidation process. Whereas Cu+2 is converted to in Cu2O, the oxidation state is +1. 2+ means 2 electrons lost. 1+ means 1 electron is lost. That means you have attached addition of 1 electron is taking place. Addition of electron is reduction. That means copper is reduced, whereas the aldehyde is oxidized. So usually this is a kind of oxidoreduction test. The aldehyde is oxidized but copper is reduced. Why copper is reduced? Because of this aldehyde it is reduced. So usually in carbohydrate chemistry, the sugars which will bring about reduction of these copper salts are known as reducing sugars. Reducing sugars. You will keep listening to this word in carbohydrate chemistry. This is what is the concept. So once it is reduced, the reduced copper will give a brick red color. By observing this color, you can figure out whether it is an aldehyde or not. So this is Fehling test. A modified Fehling test is with Benedict solution. Instead of tartrate, a citrate is used. The same thing, the color change is from blue to orange. Next one is a tolerance test. In tolerance test, ammonical silver nitrate is used. The oxidation state is +1. It is converted to an elemental iron. The oxidation state is 0. +1 means one electron is not there. So if you add one electron, it gets into 0 state. That means you have reduced this silver. Similarly, the carbonyl is oxidized. Now, the advantage with this test is this is also known as silver mirror test. The reason why it is called a silver mirror is the silver forms a kind of mirror layer on this test tube. Look at this picture. Because of this, it is known as silver mirror test. Again, the test is given by only aldehydes but not by ketones. So these three tests are important one, like Fehling, Benedict and Tollens. Some time ago, this Benedict test is used to identify the amount of glucose in urine, which is used to identify diabetes cases. Nowadays, you have sophisticated tests are there, but previously it used to be done by Benedict solution. Now, moving further, there is one more oxidation test is there called as haloform test. This is specific to ketones. Look at this, harsh conditions are used. Now, see, the chemistry involved is about alpha hydrogens. You know, the carbonyl carbon adjacent carbon is known as alpha carbon. The hydrogens are alpha hydrogens. Removal of this one by replacing with halogens will result in a haloform test. We will dig deeper regarding this when we deal with alpha hydrogen reactions. But understand, haloform reaction is an oxidation of ketone reaction. Next one, Baeyer-Williser oxidation. In case of Baeyer-Williser oxidation, an oxy insertion carries. See, this peroxy carboxylic acid is a reagent which is used to insert an oxygen in this carbonyl group. Finally, you will get an ester. So this oxy insertion is also an oxidation. Now, this kind of reaction, see, simultaneous movement of groups is known as concerted reaction. Concerted reaction. Now, this concerted reaction is the uniqueness of this Baeyer-Williser oxidation. So this is another type of oxidation reaction. Moving further, the final one, a Wittig reaction. See, this is not an oxidation reaction, but this is an important nucleophilic addition reaction which results in the formation of alkenes. This is an excellent method to prepare alkenes, hence I am discussing this reaction here. An aldehyde or ketone is reacted with something called as ylides. Ylides are something called as a phosphorus will be with positive charge. These electrons are taken by carbon and carbon will acquire a negative charge. Carbon is more electronegative, hence the electrons are replaced to carbon. This kind of combinations are known as ylides. Phosphorus atom is involved, so it is known as phosphorus ylides. The reaction will be like this. A carbonyl carbon, phosphorus will be positive charge, carbon will be with negative electrons will come and attack carbonyl carbon. This results in this kind of cyclomolecule, finally results in the formation of alkene. This is an excellent method to prepare alkenes. This is a nucleophilic addition reaction wherein a carbanion comes and attaches to this carbon. So, carbon nucleophiles we have seen with Grignard reagent like RMZX. Another carbon nucleophile is with Wittig reaction and it results in the formation of alkene, whereas Grignard reagent results in the formation of alcohol. So, these named reactions are always important. You need to understand what forms the product. In case of Wittig, alkene, in case of Grignard, it is alcohol. So, this is what we have discussed in today's video. The Benedict, Fehling, Tollens are specific to aldehydes but not to ketones. Aldehydes can easily oxidize with mild oxidizing reagents. The remaining oxidation reactions are haloform and Baeyer-Williser. Wittig reaction is an excellent method to form alkenes. Next video we will be discussing about aldol reactions. Thank you for watching this video.